Recently, a deep-faked AI video of Senator Amy Klobuchar went viral, in which she is responding.
She was beating the crap out of her.
Not that. I wish it were that.
Nope.
I wish it were a video of her beating up her staffers. But it was her response.
I had to ask Mary. I go, did she eat the salad with a comb, or did she comb her hair with a fork?
She infamously, according to a staffer, ate salad with a comb, and also, I forget what it is that she threw at her staffers. But yeah, that was a separate thing. In this video, she is responding to Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad campaign. But obviously, it's not real. It's just, I wish it were real.
I wanted to talk about this on IRL last night. This would have been a fantastic thing to get everybody's intellectual opinion on.
Yeah.
Let's listen to what Miss Klobuchar had to say.
Look, all we're saying is that we want representation, okay? If Republicans are going to have beautiful girls with perfect titties in their ads, we want ads for Democrats too, you know? We want ugly, fat bitches wearing pink wigs and long-ass fake nails being loud and twerking on top of a cop car at a Waffle House because they didn't get extra ketchup, you know? Just because we're the party of ugly people doesn't mean we can't be featured in ads. Okay?
Where's the line?
And I know most of us are too fat to wear jeans or too ugly to go outside, but we want representation.
Okay.
I love the part where she just says, because they didn't get enough ketchup, you know? Yeah. Like, it's so organic. It's a low-res video. If she were saying some totally banal statement in this video, I would not know better that it's deepfaked.
Yep.
It's only the dialogue they prepared for her that clues you in. And now Amy Klobuchar has discovered this video circulating online and had to clarify that this isn't real in an op-ed for the New York Times. She titled it, "I knew deepfakes were a problem. Then I saw one of myself."
See, that's that's such a self-important headline. It should have been like, I didn't realize how big of a problem AI was until my life was affected by it.
She said, "An AI-generated video that shows someone doing or saying something they never did can circle the globe and land in the phones of millions while the truth is still stuck in a landline. That's why it's urgent for Congress to immediately pass new laws to protect Americans by preventing their likeness from being used for harm. I learned that lesson in a visceral way over the last month when a fake video of me opining on all things the actress Sydney Sweeney's jeans went viral."
That's not what it was about.
That's when I heard my voice, but certainly not me, spewing a vulgar and absurd critique of an ad campaign for jeans featuring Sydney Sweeney. The AI deepfake featured me using the phrase "perfect titties" and lamenting that Democrats were too fat to wear jeans or too ugly to go outside.
I'm wondering if she's trying to tell me that she's never used the phrase "perfect titties" in her entire life. I think we should have her hooked up to a lie detector.
She would have you believe.
She says she could tell that this deepfake video used footage from the actual hearing on deepfakes. That was the punchline. She said, "I could immediately tell that someone used footage from the hearing to make a deepfake. There was no getting around the fact that it looked and sounded very real. I wanted the video taken down or at least labeled digitally altered content. It was using my likeness to stoke controversy where it didn't exist. It had me saying vile things, and while I would like to think that most people would be able to recognize it as fake, some thought it was real. Studies have shown that people who see this type of content develop lasting negative views of the person in the video, even when they know it's fake." That's crazy. Yeah. But that's also in line with how people interact with fictional content. People hate an actor or actress based on the character they play in a TV show or a movie.
That is very true. That does happen all the time. It's not uncommon for people, especially people who are like really, really wrapped up into television shows and movies. Probably more so these days television shows than movies, because they spend so much time playing the character that people have an inability to see the difference between who they are as an actor and who they are in the role they're playing.
X refused to take down the video or label it as digitally altered content, even though its own policy says users are prohibited from sharing inauthentic content on X that may deceive people, including manipulated or out-of-context media that may result in widespread confusion on public issues. That policy sounds like it's worded in a way that's too broad, but it should have at least gotten a community note, right? Usually when something is an AI video, it does get a community note.
It should be community noted.
TikTok did take it down, and Meta labeled it as AI. However, X's response was that I should try to get a community note to say it was fake, something the company would not help add. For years, I've been going after the growing problem that Americans have extremely limited options to get unauthorized deepfakes taken down. She said, in July, it was revealed that an imposter had used AI to pretend to be Secretary of State Marco Rubio and contacted at least 3 foreign ministers, a member of Congress, and a governor. And this technology can turn the lives of just about anyone upside down. Someone used an AI to clone the voice of a high school principal in Maryland and create an audio of him making racist and anti-Semitic comments. I didn't even hear about that.
I forgot about that.
By the time the audio was proven to be fake, the principal had already been placed on administrative leave.
Yeah.
And families and students were left deeply hurt.
And it doesn't matter because maybe 60% of the people, not even that, maybe 30% of the people will see the retraction or know that what they saw was fake. Everybody else will be vaguely thinking like, wasn't that the guy who said racist shit?
She also noted that at least 20 children have now died by suicide because of the threat of explicit images being shared without their consent using AI.
Yeah.
Those kind of things really do boil down to, in my opinion, they really do boil down to family. Like kids that commit suicide, I know that there are situations where kids can get bullied into it and stuff, but really, if you're in a situation where you have a loving family that you can talk to, I don't think those kids commit suicide, right? Like there's almost always extenuating factors in it.
Yes, of course, but that doesn't mean that without a precipitating factor that would have happened. You know?
Yeah.
That I hope that this can be a bipartisan issue. She did also mention that Trump signed a Take It Down Act, which Ted Cruz also pushed to create legal protections for victims when intimate images, including deepfakes, are shared without consent.
Well, the politicians don't want to see deepfakes get worse than they are now anyways, because it can make them look bad.
Right.
And again,
whether they like it or not.
Well, the funny thing about it, the sad thing about it is like what you're seeing here is the most extreme example, but the most dangerous version of it is when they keep it on just to the south of real. So it's not going to be about Sydney Sweeney's titties. It's going to be about some policy that they don't actually agree with, where they're going to make a reasonable argument that you could believe that a reasonable politician, if such a thing even exists, might say that isn't actually something that they believe. And that can go a long way in kind of setting them back as far as getting bills passed. And that's what they're worried about, I'm guessing, more than anything. And if you don't believe that the CIA is already doing this stuff to topple governments in foreign countries, you are so wrong.
Yeah, if they had generated footage of Amy Klobuchar making some political statement, perhaps, about war, like I would have still been in...
She's like, I'm
confusion.
Maha. I'm Maha now.
I wouldn't actually know that it's fake, and it probably wouldn't have reached the same amount of people.
I don't think
but
you can even regulate this. I don't know how you do it. Like outside of just incredibly harsh punishments if you get caught that are so bad that it prevents you from even trying. But that's not going to work.
Right. I mean, you could sue someone for defamation if they're obviously maliciously creating content of you saying something that damages your reputation or your career. That's clear defamation, right?
I mean, for the politicians and the celebrities, though, that's unbelievably hard to prove, right?
Yeah.
Like the threshold is much higher for celebrities.
And who knows if you can even find the person or entity that generated it in the first place.
Assuming it's not a bot farm in India.
That's what we were talking about yesterday with all of the AI nightmare fuel that children are watching on YouTube. We don't know who or what company is generating and posting it, and there's probably many, and we theorized it could be related to the CCP. I also saw recently there was like a PSA basically about this online, like basically terror ring that is targeting children, where they try to blackmail them into harming themselves on camera. And
why? Just literally for the sake of terrorism?
For views?
For views?
I mean, because they're evil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I forget the name of the organization. The guy who started it has already been indicted and he's in prison, but it's still going because it's online, and all of the people in it are anonymous.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
That is terrifying. Yeah, and it's. I mean, we had this discussion last night. We talked about AI. We didn't talk about deepfakes specifically, but we talked about AI. And Phil was talking about all of the good things that AI could do for us one day. And unfortunately, with the good things that could come, you're going to get stuff. Not that I consider like politicians having to deal with crap like this all that bad.
I
but
wasn't actually talking about the good things. I was noting how everybody around here is very critical and very skeptical, and it's anytime you talk about technology, almost everybody here is like so focused on the negatives.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I do admit that like I believe that the internet should have stopped at like phone in your pocket. Like before we got the internet in our pocket was where we should have ended the internet.
We have a 20 from Jose Quintana. Good afternoon, Brett, Empress, and Anti-Communist. I just saw Eden. Great cast, true tension, and Sydney Sweeney is a treasure, virtually unrecognizable in a great role. It reminded me of the Gongo. Long live PCC.
Are you going to see Americana? That's the one she has out right now, right?
I hadn't even heard about Eden.
Yeah. Sydney Sweeney, she's on the way up.
I also want to say, this is why I was very relieved to find out that they did not sneak the AI regulation moratorium into the BBB, the Big Beautiful Bill.
The Better Business Bureau?
I did not want that in there. And I'm really relieved that it didn't make it through. Because it does need to be legislated on. Is
Amy Klobuchar going to run for president next time around? Is that a possibility? She tried last time, right?
That's not going to work out for her.
She tried last time. She's like throw forks at people.
She was in there. Yeah, she threw her hat in the ring.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.